All righty. Got it. Done. I think I hit done there. And got it. All righty, y'all. Peace, greetings to you all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghazi Obey here in Morocco at Northwest of Mexico. How are you? Welcome to our 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report. You guys know I'm here with our magnificent brother, whom we're well pleased, Brother Sean, Alim L. And we're just getting straight to the point, knocking these things out. We're going to knock out from the 28th, that is, right? 28th. December 2023 until the 3rd January 2024. Without further ado, let's just go right and share the screen here. What? Oh, man, my iPad is doing that thing that it does. Screen. I'm just going to leave it alone and trust that it does the right thing here. It did not, did it? That is amazing. That is so amazing. Let's see what happens when I do this. Oh, that is amazing. This is what I'm gonna do real quick then. Check it out. Boom. Okay, let's do that, right? This is what I'll do here.
I guess bro's gonna log back in.
All right, let's see what we get when I share screen now. This is interesting. That is rather interesting. It is giving me options I've never seen before. Let's see. Well, guys, I'm going to show you the calendar. However, if it is not possible to show the calendar here, it's actually showing me apps instead of just sharing the screen. Well done, Zoom. I've only seen this done twice ever. I think that's actually rather interessante. Okay, let me see something real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, let's see. Boom. What happens when I do that? It's still giving the same thing. That's very interesting. All right, well, guys, we're just going to go right into it then and knock these things out. All right. Let's see. Let me bring up the calendar at least so I can see it. All right, and we're just going to jump right into the weather report immediately. All right. So let's just go and share screen here, and maybe it'll actually show the screen. Looky, Astro Cookie. There we go. So, well, despite the fact that I'm not sure what my iPad is doing or whatever, maybe this is grounds for a reset of the Zoom, so to speak. However, we're just going to move forward and move right on, guys. We know we do have 3 void of course moons that is taking place. All right, we know that is a void of course moon taking place on the 28th, 31st, and the 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. Right, and those void of course moons, as we know, moon void of course is buyer's remorse. So there's a moon void of course for an hour and 26 minutes on the 28th. On the 31st, it's for 6 hours and 35 minutes, and on the 2nd, it's for an hour and 11 minutes. So we're just going to jump right into this, knock this out, so you guys can hear your 7 days in advance. See how, collectively, generally, what the energies are. However, always remember, guys, schedule your mirror astro literacy sessions with Brother Hasan Ghazi Obey, or you guys can also get your reading schedule with Brother Sean for the Mental Magician Report. All you guys got to do is DM us, alrighty, on Instagram, of course. 7 Hill Star for me and OurAstrologyStreet, and for Brother Sean is 720 Astro Healing. All right, it's the same thing too, guys, for TikTok. All righty, probably Leo Mercury Moor 711 for Brother Sean on TikTok also. All righty. So with that being said, guys, we're going to just jump right into this. All righty. And we see that we have a sunrise here. Let me actually, boom, give bro the remote control also. So the co-piloting is what it is, right? So, yep, we're looking at 5 degrees Capricorn, 29 minutes as far as the sunrise is concerned. And just to cut to the chase, guys, make sure you're really sharing with your children something very, structural as far as them knowing how to adequately relate to people, adequately get along with people. All right. After that sunrise, we actually do have the first aspect. It's Luna and Neptune. They're trine. All righty. So there's a perfect whittle harmony between the two. All right. Go ahead, bro. You got it. I just wanted to minimize the screen on the right side. So with that being said, guys, that trine between Luna and Neptune is taking place at 0900 hours, 44 minutes, and 55 seconds. Luna is there in the 6th house. Neptune is there in the 1st. Alrighty, within an intercepted Pisces, according to this Regiomontanus, tropical Regiomontanus house style chart. Hey guys, when it really comes to your daily routine and the ways that you want to be able to institute some type of discipline for yourself, this is where you can find a means to probably allow yourself to make yourself at home while at work. And in order to do that, this is where you'll probably blend in, finding ways of scheduling activities like you do at work, but it's going to be at home. So I will also say another thing that you can also do is just find a way to radically communicate honestly to yourself the means to really find a value in moving forward and being driven and instituting the disciplines that you need necessary, especially if you're someone who's taken on a new quote unquote career or been promoted as such. And maybe this is dealing with you also, maybe working from home. All right. And so now you find yourself, you're like, yeah, I got to discipline myself so I don't get lazy while working from home. All righty. I yield on that. And what's next is there's another trine, right? It's interesting. Luna is trine the higher octave of Venus first, and now it's trine Venus actually at 1700 hours, 12 minutes, and 4 seconds. Luna is there in Cancer, of course, still going strong at a Cancerian degree, right? Very nurturing, very motherly. 28 degrees is also. When we look at it in those terms. However, trine Venus there, still feeling a bit exiled, out of place. However, when it comes to how you begin things with yourself and nurturing yourself, what I think will be really fun. Hey, handsome. Hey, what I think will really be fun here is do those things that you probably normally have kept like secret from people, or maybe there's something you enjoy doing. There's a hobby. I think you should indulge in your hobby. Let's say if you're a painter or you're someone who likes to, paint, but use macaroni noodles or something within your paintings or whatever, like you were 5 or something. It's no harm. You don't have to, be embarrassed. Go into your zone as far as your personal art studio, even if you have one or don't, and just really allow that creativity to fly. You'll find that you'll be nurturing yourself, a part of yourself that really needs it. Because if you deny yourself this, you'll probably be a bit on the touchy side. So go and enjoy your recreation because it's something that you know that you love to do. So go and enjoy it. All right. Despite what anyone may think of you. All right. After that, we have a Martian Neptunian square, right? I'll see you in a bit. Martian Neptunian square. And this is, we might have to move it on forward. Well, backwards, I think. We have a Martian Neptunian square, right? And in general, find a way to really stimulate self-instituted ideas. All righty. What we can see with the Mars Neptunian square, Mars is in the 6th house. Neptune's there in the 10th, right? And naturally, these are 5 houses apart. So this is where, a possible a possibility of office romance. There's some, maybe setting the rules, maybe along. Because I'm also seeing a theme here, that's also brewing as far as working and then having kind of this like home vibe also tied to one's work or one's craft. So if this is someone who is like maybe you and your consort, maybe you guys counsel other couples, maybe you're going harder and moving forward and doing relationship counseling, so to speak. You really want to spearhead this thing. I would say go right ahead. However, at the same time, make sure you are being complete in what it is that you're saying. However, if this is dealing with like an office romance or things of that nature, maybe, just maybe, doing everything necessary to make sure you guys don't get caught or whatever, or you don't want, to be held for so-called fraternization and, have to deal with being written up. What will probably be best is just, finding a way to, if you're going to work together, maybe find a way to do your sneaky links when there's not a bunch of eyes around or people paying attention, or really embrace the fact that you guys, may have to embrace working separate shifts, even though working the same type of quote unquote career. All right. So just let that flow and continue to enjoy yourselves with, you guys, morance, right? Or romance that started at work. All right. After that, we see Luna is reflecting Pluto. All righty. And this is Luna's last aspect before going void of course and then ingressing Leo. So 29 degrees, 16 minutes in Cancer is where the moon is. 29 degrees, 16 minutes in Capricorn is where Pluto is. So, whatever, you're finding to, collect about your loved one's looking to collect things about you, allow the information that's being collected to be something reflective to show that y'all love and care for one another and it's going to turn out like, man, I didn't even know you were paying attention like that. Or babe, I didn't know you were paying attention like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it can be that type of energy that's a brewing there, as well as showing the importance in kind of having a bit of a joint spiritual energy that shows to be very beneficial and provides a means to an end to better institute the conversation in the relationship. So have no fear in having your subconscious mind really reflect the transformations that take place by showing that you've been listening to your loved one. All right. And with that, last but not least, Luna is ingressing Leo after this 1 hour and 26-minute void course. Remember, Luna void course, moon void course is buyer's remorse, make no major transactions during the moon void course for that hour and 26 minutes, even making any major decisions to do something or planning anything during that time. Make sure you're making all your transactions before then, and all your decisions, make those before this time also, or wait till after. So at 1900 hours, 22 minutes and 52 seconds, Luna's ingressing Leo right after moonrise here. All right. And so in the 12th house, we see Luna. So, hey, this is where you can really find a means, like maybe mother and child, right? Are taking a nap, right? So here, when you go to give that rest and recharge, or maybe the children are nursing, so to speak, right? Make sure, mothers, you are relaxing, right? Even if times you will sit up while nursing, it's nothing wrong with just kind of maybe reclining and taking a chill back to do so. So allow you and your little one, to comfortably relax and nurse. Or maybe if your child is older, maybe you guys can find a way to, instead of being at the so-called table and eating, maybe you're in the living room, maybe you're reclining while you guys are enjoying some victuals. All right. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother, whom will please, Brother Sean Ali Mel, Islam.
Islam broski. Alrighty, here we
Indeed.
are for the holy day for Friday. We've got the sun at 7 degrees, 31 minutes Capricorn, ruling over that eighth house cusp. So maybe the people today find some kind of unusual ability. Maybe it's something with spirituality. Maybe someone has a psychic gift they didn't know about. Doing some research on that, like clairvoyance. Can't even think of all the other ones. Just finding something unusual. Maybe there's a documentary about how someone can bend their bones in a certain way, about that. Or just find that you're really good with handling different type things. So be open to finding out some unusual things about yourself. And with that, I yield the floor. Looks like the first aspect for the day is a Venusian Plutonian sextile. All right. We've got Venus in the second house, so some accidental dignity there. And Pluto is in the fourth. So what I'm just saying here, what first comes to mind is like family banking, or maybe someone's receiving some finances that was owed to them by maybe someone in the family, or maybe even a past own ancestor now is, kind of removing some blocks to bring some things to you. Right? That's ruling out ascendant 14. So yeah, this is just working with the home energy and the home finances here. With that, I will yield the floor. Looks like next up we have a lunar Jupiterian square. All right, we got Luna in the eighth, and Jupiter is in the fourth. All right, so when it comes to the children here, um, yeah, I think it'd be great to really allow the babies, well, tell the babies the truth here. Actually, that's in the fourth part. Me, yeah, tell the babies the truth. About things rather than allowing them to go, kind of through the same cycles and lives that you had been through here. And just let your heart speak out, and yeah, be the guidance, the example for your children and also for yourself. Here with that energy, and you think you'd be able to see that the things that come intuitively and the things that you can expand upon once you realize what's coming in intuitively, you'll be able to take any challenges or strife, as they would say, and make it into something beneficial for all. Uh, so just, yeah, feel what's coming in and expand upon that. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, and now it looks like next we have the Venusian ingress into Sagittarius. Let's see, Venus is in the sixth house. All right, so with this, it's gonna be interesting. Oh, pardon me. With this Venusian ingress in the sixth house, this is maybe looking at how you give service or your health. This is maybe even I just see people who go to the gym regularly, or maybe meeting someone new there, or helping out a newbie when it comes to the gym, maybe connecting in a fashion, or even meeting new folks, via online, via the internet, or even their university. So maybe they're on a university trip and they meet someone, or they're on a field trip and going somewhere and learn about a foreign culture of something. So just allowing yourself to connect and relate with others when it comes to health, when it comes to studies, finances, and those things. And I think that people will be able to have a new outlook on things that are foreign and also things when it comes to their finances. Yeah, I think they'll be able to really see things from a new perspective that they might have not have looked at in that way before. And with that, I yield the floor.
All righty. All righty. So sunrise clearly taking place, 8 degrees, Capricorn, 32 minutes, guys. So with that being said, I'm going to say it's a very strong possibility. We're looking at there's a 22 magnitude star, right? Fasciates, right? They're dealing with blindness, defective sight, illness, and accidents. So this is where I would be very careful with what one is doing. If you're working or doing some type of structural building, make sure you have your PPE, right? That personal protective equipment. Alrighty. Because you want to make sure when you go to work on something, maybe there's a type of business or operation that normally takes place, and you have to do some type of maintenance behind the scenes while that particular so-called business is still operating, quote unquote. Make sure you have all safety equipment that's necessary to prevent any accidents, especially to the eyes. All right. And with that, I yieldeth the flooreth. All right. So after sunrise, about 0900 hours, 39 minutes. To be exact, is not 0900 hours, 38 minutes, 42 seconds. Luna squaring Uranus. So, hey guys, there's some a means for us to kind of, maybe get over the challenge, right? We'll challenge ourselves to stimulate the means to get over an obstacle pertaining to some sudden changes within the home. It's all good. Maybe your subconscious mind is stimulated by some information that's poured out on you. Maybe when it comes to people and astrology, you actually have a whole different perspective to see how astrology can affect the populace, so to speak, or just people in general across the planet. We see Luna's there in the seventh house. Alrighty, along with Vertex and True Lilith and Part of Fortune. So here, when it comes to relationships, maybe a bit of fascination in now. However, the health of the relationship and things that just happen to take place pertaining to what one could be fascinated with, also do not, also may have certain things, certain reservations about it, and denying certain things about it. Here, you can actually meet things head on, right? And really find a purpose further in the relationship by, kind of compartmentalizing those things. And then that will help to really stimulate the sudden changes in conversations, maybe thus internalizing a better balance between one another or with whomever that you're relating to, because now the underlying self-expression and creativity and the sudden changes that one may make in their own values can be easily communicated and internalized. And with that, I yield the floor. At about 1600 hours, right, which is 4 p.m. Eastern, so at 15:59:36, so 1500 hours, 59 minutes, and 36 seconds to be exact, Luna's trine Mercury. All righty. So Luna's there in the third house, very mercurial type of house, as far as terrestrially speaking, right? So when it comes to having a real basic conversation, all righty, people are finding a means to have a basic conversation by having some harmonious, all righty, very, very, very harmonious. How do I say this? Kind of healthy conversation. It not only is it a harmonious, chance and opportunity, but here is where the rubber meets the road and making the connections that are necessary. It almost not only sparks a means for people to be able to have a healthy communication, but it may also lead to people commencing the thought of maybe having a relationship, right? What I will say here, though, with that communication, and even if it's someone from the past that you have a conversation with, make sure you wait till after the 20th January 2024 to move forward on any of those things, especially if this is a conversation that's taking place at work, and maybe for work you're traveling further than where you normally go to work. Maybe you're being asked to travel or go somewhere else, and you have such a great conversation with someone that it actually leads to a bit of wanting to get to know them more. Maybe there's a bit of an attraction there also. However, what I would do is collect as much information that's needed, that's necessary, kind of internalize what's being spoken about, see what can be learned, and internalize what it is that you learn. And if there's something that you want to move forward with, then what you can actually do is wait till after the 20th January 2024 and move forward. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother, in whom we're well pleased, Brother Sean Alino, Islam.
Islam. All right, there we are. All right, and here we are on Sunday here. All right, so we have the sun at 9 degrees, 33 minutes Capricorn, still rolling over the eighth house cusp, and being ruled by Saturn in the second. So it would be interesting for this day and maybe the next day after is just to watch your favorite history channels, see what comes up. Maybe things about like World War II or the older wars. And I'm really just getting is that the people will start to see that they have always been told things, right? It might have just been foreign. They might not have cared, but it was things that they needed to care about. So now there's no way out of seeing things once it's been seen and it's all out there. Saturn's in the second at 3 degrees, 12 minutes. So watch out, yeah, for publishing as well. Maybe the newspapers, TV shows, that there will be some hidden gems for those who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. And I think we'll start seeing that our culture as Moors, rather than the slavery terms, will really be shown, and people will see it as have been told, but they were just, I guess, not in the place to receive or in denial of things. So, yeah, just watch your local newspapers. But I'm really getting it might be from a foreign culture, someone foreign across the seas that will be spilling the beans, quote unquote, as they would say. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, so occurring before sunrise, we have a lunar Martian trine here. All righty, Luna's at 2644 in the 11th. Mars is definitely in the third here. All right, so when it just comes to what you're motivated and how you're responding to your motivation, there is a harmony here. All right, 11 and third here. So this is dealing with, yeah, back to communication and internet. So I think the people, for those who are, historians or librarians, they'll be able to take the information that's being shown and take it further for the people, or is it just being within the groups and the friendship, maybe some inspiration sparks pertaining to the home or receiving some kind of guidance, vision, or divine spark of inspiration? And now you're excited to move forward with some new projects or these new ideas that are occurring here. All right. Venus chart ruler, Venus in a second, and that Sagittarius. So yeah, I think things will be expanded, coming from the hard work and discipline to now receiving the fruits of one labor after having those realizations. So yeah, this is just being excited about doing what makes you happy and really getting into the root of what makes you happy internally rather than looking at external factors. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, so Luna's going to go void a course for 6 hour 35 minutes. So no major purchases here. All right, so now we have the lunar ingress into Virgo, and this is in the eighth house. This is giving me like a detox. Cleaning up the house, cleaning your car out, cleaning even your internal things out. So maybe a juice fast or something like that, getting rid of clothes. We just know that when the moon's in Virgo, it's all about cleaning, organizing, and purifying. And this is in the eighth house. So this is purifying your mind, your temple, as they would say, internally rather than an external thing. Mercury is still retrograde in a second. Pardon me, in the 12th at 22 degrees, Sagittarius. And yeah, this is once again another Capricorn degree. So yeah, this is just realizing all these structures that occurred and now just moving everything out of the way to be prepared to be move forward. All right. With that, I will yield the floor. All right, looks like first up we have after that we have a lunar Venusian square. All right, Luna's in the sixth. Venus is definitely in the eighth here. So this is coming back to value. Of what you might emotionally feel or how you might react to some things, and also how you just connect and see the beauty of things. So this is a push and pull. What you're feeling might not be all the way clear because it's of your mind, and Venus as you connect to your heart with these matters. So when it comes to like material possessions, or daily routines, just asking yourself like what's really best for me. Are the people I'm connecting with in alignment with what I'm doing? And taking those mutable energies and just moving forward and just clearing everything out of the way. Neptune is definitely on that ascendant. So yeah, you might be dreamy here, but this is more of like a reality being set in stone type of view. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, looks like next we have a lunar Saturnian reflection there. All right, so Luna is in the fifth, Saturn is in the 11th. Saturn, that's some accidental dignity there. All right, so things might be feeling critical here when it comes to creating and putting things out via the internet, or your hopes and wishes for a couple for things of the future, and just maybe even the children or love interest here. Just really reflecting on things. So you might be in communication or might have ran into one of your ex's friends or, something of that matter. And now you might be feeling to go back. But I think that would just be a test for you to really see how good you are without things that haven't made it to where you are now. All right. So Jupiter and Mercury ruling over that. Jupiter's in the 12th, Mercury's in the 8th. So yeah, all these things are just coming to the surface. So um, really allowed to see and feel things like it's just funny, like because all like the tarot readers talking about exes. Like, why would you want to go back to someone that treated you horribly, that disrespected you? Why would you want to go that? Why hold on to that feeling when it's best to see how you allow things to happen and then move forward and be open to receiving something that is in harmony with how you see yourself, right? Uranus is on an ascendant too. So yeah, um, learning how to listen to your body when looking to make impulse decisions. And with that, I yield for that. And looks like the last aspect is a lunar Jupiterian trine. All right, Luna's in the second, Jupiter's in the 10th. And yeah, Jupiter is direct now. I think Jupiter went like retrograde like September 4th or 5th, um, with a trine Luna. So I think, yeah, the ideas, the sense of spirituality, the working on self-value, self-worth, all these things are now coming together to shoot you off the launching pad with this. Let's see. And Luna's definitely ruling that ascendant. So yeah, I think I can just see um a new career coming in. So maybe you've been doing something for a while and you're doing it, but you're looking to do something more. So maybe now that opportunity comes in for you to enjoy doing what you love to do and also being financially secure and, doing that rather than, chasing after something now. It seems like everything is just coming to you, showing up in your door like a package, right? Let's see, Jupiter's a little bit at ninth and sixth. Yeah, so yeah, just allow yourselves to do what you love to do. What is it truly at your core? And plan the steps and keep going. And with that, I will yield the floor.
Indeed, yeah. The Jupiter did go direct on the 30th at about 21:40, right? So about 9:40 p.m. on the 30th is when Jupiter is direct to just add to your wisdom there, bro. So
Right,
you're absolutely correct, all right? And now we're moving on to the moon cycle that's known as the Sothic Gregorian month, January. All right. And we are here for Moon Day, right? For the 1st January 2024. This marks the beginning of the third quarter of those public servant, which are public trustees. That's their fiscal third quarter. All right. And we're seeing this is happening at about 10 degrees Capricorn. All righty. Dealing with memory. It's interesting too. I just got not too long ago, a couple of days ago, looking at a movie called Memory, right? So here, when it comes to memory, guys, make sure you're sharing in the memory, right? Maybe relatives are reminiscing, right? Right. And very interesting too. What if that song, is played that day too? You just wake up that morning and maybe, just maybe, I don't know, radio, television, maybe a commercial, and you hear Reminisce by Mary J. Blige. That would be very interesting. However, what I've recognized in my studies thus far with this astrology moves like that. Sometimes it's super directed in your face, and then at other times it's just indirect, but you can still see the energies of certain planetary influences. You're like, wow, man, that planetary influence still happened, but in that kind of way. You see how the tendencies actually manifest. So, with that being said, of course, just kind of recollecting and sharing some things, and really just, and the reason why I'm saying, sharing in that memory with relatives is Sun at 10 degrees Capricorn, which is memory, of course, 34 minutes. It's ruling over the eighth house there, right? And it's very interesting to see that who's sharing in that rulership of that Regiomontanus eighth house, which would be the whole sign eighth, but in the Regiomontanus, it's being shared with Mercury. So I really think that there's really going to be some remember when we went on that trip and this happened type of energy also may pop up during that day. With that, I yield the floor. Before sunrise, right before 0400 hours, at 0300 hours, 58 minutes and 36 seconds, there is a solar lunar trine taking place. Sol is there, of course, in the second house, right? Sun in the second house, 10 degrees Capricorn, 25 minutes. Luna's there at 10 degrees Virgo, 25 minutes within the 10th house. So what we can actually see here, just underlying the fact that they're 5 houses away, we can also see they're about 5 signs away. So one, self-expression, creativity. Also with this is, maybe you're able to hook up with your boo, right? With your bae. However, here, this would be one where really just enjoying the moment of really having a conversation to the point where this might also be, if you're not physically around someone, you guys are falling asleep, so to speak, on the phone. You didn't kind of like in the call, so you may find yourself knocking out on the phone with the one that you would love to be with if you're not around them. And so I can kind of see that energy taking place where the people will also find a means to go into detail about their standing or their status when it comes to how they're expressing their love with someone else, and really just shining a light on the values that they would like to take place within the structure of a relationship. And with that, I yield the floor. After sunrise and well after this transit here, Venus is squaring Saturn. Alrighty, so with this Venusian Saturnian square taking place where Venus is in the 10th, Saturn's there in the first, 4 houses away. This is where we can find a way of really being secure in what we really love about our position amongst our peers, even if we feel out of place. And if we're feeling that way, we feel like we're foreign to it, or maybe we're finding that the group that really embraces us and really, shares in kind of treating us, like we're part of the group or brotherly or sisterly type energy. It may be those that may not even look like you. It may be a group of people that, with how you grew up, they would be probably talked about in a discriminating fashion, but you realize that they are the ones who are really being the kindest to you, and you're finding a sense of security within yourself, and they're building your self-esteem, and you're able to make some foundational transformation to the infrastructure of your thinking, which now has you separating away from or really fixing a pattern of thought that was really brought up because of the way you were raised. Maybe it's the overall thinking of your family. Maybe that's the thought processes that's buried within the minds and hearts of those of your loved ones. And now you're here stepping out on that, actually. And what you're actually finding is you're having a beautiful death to ignorance and bigotry. And you find that, being embraced by other people who have had similar experiences that you've had. You're able to probably find a way of relating to them as if they are your family away from family. It'd be your chosen family instead of your biological family. So embrace that, see how that goes, right? And especially after the 20th, January 2024, after Mercury's, out of his retrograde zone, you'll be able to see that also. And here on the first, this is where Mercury is stationed direct also, right? Mercury is stationed direct on the first at about 7 minutes after 0200 hours, if I'm not mistaken. So right before that first transit that I went over. Yeah, so about maybe 6 minutes after 0200 hours Eastern, Mercury will be direct here also, which is very interesting. It's still showing retrograde on the first. Oh, pardon me, 2206. 2206, not 206, 2206. All righty, so 6 minutes after 10 p.m. Eastern, Mercury's direct on the 1st January. All righty. However, it will be outside of its retrograde zone on the 20th. All right, that's when it will begin to egress or exit its retrograde zone. And with that, I yield the floor. We have a lunar trine Uranus here, right? The people are really finding a free flow with this information. I think here's where people will allow themselves to share their ideas and really go into detail to pertaining to what's communicated, to the point where people that disagree may be fascinated with the topic but are not in agreement or maybe denying certain word choices. What will happen is the detail in disclosing fully what one intends to share with the people. What's going to be communicated there is the beauty in what's actually being said, what someone has actually thought about, well thought, well written ideas. And it really kind of changes the heart and gives sudden changes to all that are there that are listening, to the point where they actually change their mind and their perspectives, kind of still going along with the theme of you had a peer group, a thought group, or a family that thought a certain way. And now, since the same perspectives or different perspectives have been shared with a different way of saying it, it is now allowing one to have a different sense of security within themselves and being able to further, go on an erudite journey in bettering their selection of word choice, which will then actually change their perspective, their outlook on life, and then cause them to have other insightful things to say to others also. All righty. And with that, I'm going to yield the floor to our beloved brother in the whom well, please, Brother Sean Mel, Islam.
Islam. All right. So let's see. Still got the sun at 11 degrees. Pretty sweet, right? All right. Still ruling over that 8th house. So we're just now being in our thoughts here. Are we really secure and also humanitarian in our thoughts and action? Or is our foundation just based on selfish gain and only profit to usurp the people for everything for your own good? Or is it a balance and serving yourself and serving the people and being compensated for those services that you do? Back to that, Saturn still at 3 degrees. All right, Pisces in a second for this. So once again, just communicating, writing. People might be getting more comfortable with public speaking that's come to mind, or they're, working on how they communicate. Maybe someone who's a salesperson, right? Has like stage fright, but people will never know that until he actually told them, this is what I did and when I had to practice because I was so nervous speaking in a large group of people or, major settings, and then being able to relay and spread that message to others here. So yeah, just allowing the transformation of your mind to really take place rather than fighting and resisting it. If you feel called, to be charitable or do something for someone or a group, do it. And watch the things that come back to you energetically wise from giving and receiving. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, so looks like before sunrise, we have a lunar Martian square. All right, luna's at 22 degrees, 11 minutes. All right. Mars at 22 degrees, 11 minutes. Sagittarius, I think that's where he went,
Oh,
direct at is that degree, right?
Mercury. Mercury. The lunar Mercury is first.
Lunar Mercury, indeed.
Yeah, you got it though.
Yeah, so yeah, that's where they actually went at. So yeah, when it just comes to your intuition and communication, there might be some troubles here. You might have a lot of thoughts and not how to say it, or you said and it's taking a completely different context from how you said it. Um, so once again, this might just be back to writing some things out you want to say, or just taking a pause before just blurting everything out and saying everything so that things are taken how they're supposed to, and learning how to listen rather than to speak, right? Because you might be saying something to someone and they're not hearing anything you say because they're thinking about how they are going to respond. So just learning how to listen and hear everything out with the ideas and things towards a career. And then just back to the finances and taking the tension and just working with it, allowing the frustration to better you rather than hinder you. All right. And with that, I yield the floor. Looks like next we have a lunar Neptunian reflection here. Oh man, man, I thought I was rolling smooth, man. Shoot, man, we got Luna in the seventh, 25 degrees Virgo, and Neptune's there at 25 degrees Pisces. So that's the degrees of painting and also Cancer here. So, hmm. I think yeah, this is giving me someone maybe going to get a painting done of them because it's kind of funny. I've seen some like in the past where they like go somewhere and they have someone paint them, but it's kind of like a cartoon anime thing. So maybe that's being done, or someone's wanting to learn how to paint, right? I remember, being things like middle school, right? They, try to teach us how to paint art class. So maybe you're just now taking a hobby to paint or just learning how to journal and really bring to life the thoughts that you have in your head. Moon and Virgo, you have all these ideas, they're running rampant, you're not sure how to pull them all out. And now Neptune's really showing you how to use your vision and your dreams to really kind of reflect on that and just bring it forth. Because Mercury and Jupiter's ruling over the aspects, and Mercury's in the 10th, Jupiter's in the second. So um, just allowing yourself to dream and then write everything down and do the necessary research. Talk to your partners and really look deep within yourself to have that balance. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, next we have a lunar Martian square here. No, I said this. No, I said that, right? Luna is in the fourth, Mars is in the sixth here. So yeah, this is back to the home life, the job, the career, the health, maybe some pets. Um, yeah, maybe someone pet runs off or something of that matter, or within the family with the mothers here. This is just now, once again, taking another pause, and not allowing your emotions to override you and feel you, but still saying those things that need to be said, but in a kind of organized, thoughtful way rather than just blurt, 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 saying everything and then things are not being received and understood. With that, let's see. Luna's still rolling with the first there. So yeah, really coming back to yourself, and just seeing, why you might feel the ways you do, and then asking someone else why they might feel the way they do, and then coming to a common ground with that. And on that, I will yield the floor. All right, so we have a Luna trine Pluto, and this will be the last aspect before Luna goes over the course and changes signs. So Luna's in the third house and Pluto's in the sixth. Oh, Bush, bro. Um, so this is back to now the foundation. This is it's a critical energy. Because Pluto's still at that degree of collecting here. So maybe now after everyone's did the necessary cleaning that I spoke about on the ingress, cleaning their homes, cleaning their temple, doing any detoxes or fasts of that matter, and now what you started at the beginning, now you're receiving the clarity at the end, and this is allowing you to um, transform your mind and how you think and the things that you do, and now also eliminating things that might not have been the best for you to bring in something new. Um, so just allowing yourself to be motivated about seeing things below the surface rather than so fixated on the material. So yeah, this is collecting of your spiritual self and getting out of Egypt, right? As the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, attachment to sense consciousness. It's also card number 15, the devil card. When you see them all chained up, so allowing yourself to free yourself from the chains that you might have been placed into, and now coming out of this bondage in a new heightened sense of awareness and consciousness. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, so Luna's gonna be void of course for 1 hour, 11 minutes. All right, and then she's gonna ingress into Libra at 1947, 100 hours or 747. All right, so now we have this lunar ingress in the second house. So what was I think, bro? You had the first one, it was at 12. Then I had one, it was the 8th, and now we're in the second. So now Luna's actually in the opposite house she was for that ingress in the Virgo. All right, so this is a Venusian ruled ingress. Venus is in the fourth in Sagittarius. All right, at 5 degrees, so it's a Leon degree. So this is back to the art. Maybe someone's going to receive like a grant or opportunity, either from like one of the so-called governments or like a business grant or a school grant. It's something that allows you, or maybe even a mentorship that's coming up too. Um, to allow you to move forward. Like maybe someone has a loved one that actually does something that someone's interested in. So maybe now they'll be able to reach out, have a conversation, and start working with them to get those necessary skills. All right, let's see. Yeah, and this is back to now mastering the contracts. So knowing what contracts are before you get yourself into one, so that you are protected. I think that's the best start because you might have a great idea and put it out there and not knowing how to protect yourself, or something might not be in that contract for your benefit. And now you're able to make the necessary adjustments so that there is a proper meeting of the minds so that it's a win-win for everyone. All right. And someone might be able to have the opportunity to either work from home or be able to travel for that matter. And with that, I'll yield the floor, bro. It's fine.
Indeed. All righty, guys. Sunrise is taking place here at 12 degrees. Capricorn, 37 minutes, 36, 37, right? About $0, 31 minutes and 20 seconds. So 7:31:20 anti-meridian Eastern is when that is taking place, right? And we know it's about the cusp of the 23rd lunar mansion. It's interesting when you get to these type houses, the Saturnian themed houses. It's just a matter of just thinking about what things are happening that could seem limiting. Well, here, I think one thing that could be considered is, the way one approaches happiness and good fortune, so to speak. Even with the sun approaching soon to approach just about a degree and a half or so later, the fixed star Acela, alrighty, within Sagittarius. So, what we can actually do here is be prepared to, find a way to just kind of, simplify things. And what we'll find is we'll be able to have some things actually kind of fall in our lap almost. It'll seem like I just had this treasure or this fortune of some sort kind of fall in my lap. And it will be on the path to one's heart being able to soon journey towards making a transformation, of course, with the sun approaching Pluto soon. All righty, within about 17 days or so, Sun will be conjunct Pluto, and you guys will be hearing about that from us in about two weather reports from now or so. All righty, with the Sun ruling over the 8th house here, guys, this is where you can really just allow yourself to kind of audit and think about what's going on. Because what's very interesting, Lilith is actually, the Sun, the Ascendant, and Lilith are trying here also. So this is where one can, like I said, maybe take the time to refine what it is that one does. And really look at what may seem to be limiting or limitations, or maybe even minimizing one's activities. You'll actually find something that is way more beneficial than you ever thought. And even if this is dealing with life coaching, so to speak, for example, some of the best life coaching, if not the best life coaching, is scheduling a mirror AstroLiteracy session with Seven Hill Star. And with that, I yield the floor. Just before this sunrise, right, about 16 minutes roughly before, Luna and Venus are sextile, right? So there's a growth opportunity here between Luna and Venus. Luna's there, of course, at 5 degrees, 40 minutes in Libra, while Venus is at 5 degrees, 40 minutes Sagittarius. 9th and 11th houses, 3 houses apart. So when it comes to what it is that we think, or even when it comes to maybe the people sharing something beautiful when it comes to maybe one's garden or their neighborhood, this might be one of those conversations that if you're not directly in it, maybe you'll be hearing it. You know what I mean? Maybe you'll be getting ready during this morning, but you can hear neighbors discussing things about their garden and what's actually going on, or actually hear them discussing something about the fairness in world politics and things of that nature. So here's where the people will definitely on this day bring to the forefront, or maybe something that will be of seemingly like of some news that will really showcase and show what the people are thinking and how they would like to see the world move forward. This may be also an energy where people will limit themselves a lot less in thinking about the changes that can be made worldwide by taking the necessary steps within their own communities and allowing their self to express themselves and take a creative stance in being the change, so to speak, that they would care to see immediately around them. And with that, I yield the floor. So finally, we're coming up on the third quarter moon here. And this is taking place about 30 minutes after 2200 hours, 30 minutes and 13 seconds to be exact after 2200 hours. And we see that Sol is there, 13 degrees. It's an Aryan degree. So this is dealing with one's drive and moving forward, right? And that is taking place within the 4th house, and Luna's there in the 1st, right? 13 degrees Libra. So here, guys, this is where one can really do their best, all righty, to speak their mind, especially pertaining to that which is fair, all righty. When it comes to fairness and speaking about fairness collectively for the people, I think the hearts will be very the hearts of the people will be very secure by actually knowing more of what goes on, so to speak, kind of behind the scenes, almost. They would really like to know what's going on behind the scenes with so-called politics, or what's going on in the world, or who's making decisions over certain aspects of their life. I think that this is an aspect that will stimulate and better facilitate the people actually coming back to recognizing that no one can sit in office pertaining to public service without them consenting for them to be there. So this may begin conversations, meetings, and maybe even movements to begin to have people remove their trust and faith in certain positions, which will also lead to having other beings, public trustees, which are public servants, removed from particular offices. And with that, I yield the floor, guys. I'd like to thank you all for joining I and Brother Sean on email for this 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report. I did no monitoring of the chat, guys, so let me go and check the chat here and see what everyone else is saying. Any questions, comments, and/or suggestions going once? Questions, comments, and/or suggestions going once. Brother Sean, any announcements or anything you like to say, like to add?
Nope. All good from me, bro.
All righty, indeed. Brother Derek Blashface says Islam, everyone. Mother Sahar L says peaceful greetings to everyone. Islam and peaceful greetings to you all. New Being gives their namaste with the Moroccan flag. Brother Maurice Hall Bay says peace and great mooring. Indeed. Peace and great mooring. Kason or Kasoon? I hope I'm not butchering that. Kason L says, Islam, New Being says this is fire. Mother Sahar says indeed. Brother Derek Blash Bay says loving it, and Mother Sahar says swift to hear and slow to speak, pertaining to what Brother Sean was giving on his testimony within the weather report here. All right, questions, comments, and/or suggestions going Twizzeyes. Again, guys, thank you for joining us. All righty, remember, schedule your Mirror AstroLiteracy session with I, Brother Hasan Ghazi Obey, or your Mental Magician report with Brother Sean on email. Do not be shy. And guys, remember, we do this freely. All righty, you're seeing us Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All righty, so please donate. We're telling you, be yourselves and
donate.
All righty, so you will see the Cash Apps, respectively. You'll see my Cash App in there and Brother Sean's Cash App. You'll know whose Cash App is whose because after the Cash App tag or whatever, you will see in parentheses either Brother Sean or Brother Hasan. You'll see it. All righty. So Brother C. Thomas says extend those discounts to mid-February for them. Yes, because the Mirror Astro Literacy session, right? I am it's 39% off, like I said, up till January 20th. However, since see when you ask like that, you know what I'm saying, and you would like to defer, you know what I mean, when you can exchange for it, I'm not knocking that. I can respect that. I respect honesty and being upfront, so I can do that for you, Brother Corey. Islam is hilarious, right? Yeah, I get it. As we're being ourselves while still transitioning from the way that we've done things to be able to care for ourselves and things of that nature. Even the fact that we're still, we accept Cash Apps not because we're chasing the bag, we're accepting Cash Apps as a means to show that this is a way for people to facilitate respecting who we are and what we do, especially because we do this freely, guys. So just like National Public Radio or National Public Television, I mean, maybe Seven Hill Star has to throw a marathon one day where we're live for 24 hours and we're like, call in now and tell us how much you want to pledge to keep seeing us. Go for it. I mean, do we have to do that? Do we have to have people like performing and coming up next? For your next performance, you will have this musician or this type of magician, either perform music or a magic trick. And then you're like, man, I love that, man. Seven Hill Star got, let me make sure I donate. Yeah, I like to pledge $1 million. There you go. Way to go. That's good. We appreciate you guys. All right. So with that being said, Melissa Hart is laughing out loud and Brother Maurice says, give thanks for teachings. Comprehension has improved greatly. Indeed, Brother Maurice. Appreciate you all. No more questions, comments, and no suggestions going thrice, guys. When you go to get your victuals and eat healthily, eat well. And when you go to rest and recharge, make sure you rest and recharge well. On behalf of Seven Hill Star, I am Brother Sean. Going to say to you all, namaste, namaste, namaste. We love you guys. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace and love.